So American Express cards have some of the strongest sign-up bonuses, features, and perks compared to many other cards out there. But even though Amex cards can give you a ton of value, I see so many people using them in the wrong way because they don't really understand how these American Express cards and benefits work. So we're going to talk about the 12 most common Amex mistakes that could be costing you thousands of dollars and how you can avoid making those mistakes. These apply to all the different Amex cards, from the 0 annual fee Blue Cash every day all the way to the $695 Amex Platinum card, to even some non-Amex cards. And you might be making some of these mistakes yourself. I know when I first started, I made all of these myself, so I'm speaking from experience here. So as usual, let's see how many times I can say Amex in this video. Leave a comment down below with your best guess, and let's get right into it with mistake number 1, which is the very first one you might make, and that's getting the wrong Amex cards. So before you even choose an Amex card, you need to think about what you're looking for. Are you looking for a simple cash back card like the Amex Blue Cash every day? Or do you want points and perks like the Platinum? Do you want cards that you can use for everyday purchases like dining and groceries on the Gold card? Or a card that will net you more rewards in a specific spending category like booking Marriott Bonvoy hotels on the Bevy card? Do you want a card with an annual fee or not? All of these are very important considerations when choosing which Amex cards are right for you. So here's a few tips to help you choose. If you're looking for cash back and not travel, don't use the Gold or Platinum cards. Instead, you might be better off with either the Blue Cash every day, which does not have an annual fee, or the Blue Cash Preferred. Both of these cards earn cash back at better rates on groceries than the Gold card. Of course, if you want points and perks for traveling, the Amex Platinum, Gold, and Green cards are all amazing for that. If you're really loyal to a specific hotel or airline like Marriott, Hilton, or Delta, you can also look into their co-branded credit cards, which give you additional perks like higher status, free check bags, free nights, and lounge access. There's so many options available for pretty much everybody. Mistake number 2 also goes along with the first mistake, and I think it's the easiest one to make when you're looking at cards at the first time, which is overvaluing credits. Now, American Express is known to have cards with some pretty awesome credits that can help to offset some of the annual fees. These are things like Uber Cash on the Platinum and Gold cards, dining credits for Grubhub and Shake Shack on the Gold, and credits for the Disney bundle of streaming services on the Platinum, Blue Cash Preferred, and Blue Cash every day. People make the mistake of not knowing how much these credits are realistically worth to them. So the Amex Platinum is a great example of this, and I'm a big fan of the card, but only if you actually use the statement credit in your normal spending habits, which I talked about in my review. Now, some other influencers just add up all the credits they see on the website, which add up to almost $1,700, which is way more than the $695 annual fee. So effectively, they're paying you like $1,000 to have the card, right? Wrong. They don't tell you that, for example, you need to spend at least $15 per month every month on Uber, and those credits are use it or lose it and don't carry over from month to month, or that 200 of those credits can only be used for airline incidental fees like check bags and drinks, and not for tickets, unless you use the hack in my Amex Platinum review, which does let you use it for the actual plane ticket. Link is up here and down below. So not everyone will be able to naturally spend all the credits. If you don't normally spend money on those statement credits, you might want to avoid the premium Amex cards like the Gold and the Platinum and stick with ones that don't charge an annual fee. Mistake number 3 also goes along with the first two, and it's overvaluing the non-reward benefits. These are things that don't come with a direct dollar value, like getting lounge access or that the card is made of metal. People overvaluing airline lounge access is very common. I see so many people get the Amex Platinum just for the lounge access and basically never use it, or at least not as much as they thought, which is something I've talked about in previous videos. On top of that, there is a ton of overlap on the same lounges that you get with other credit cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the Capital One Venture X, both of which could get you more rewards and overall value. Another common mistake I see is overvaluing the metal cards, which usually have annual fees. Now look, I love the sound of that metal card hitting the table just as much as the next guy. But let's be real here. Metal cards do not provide any additional monetary benefits over plastic cards. I've also seen a ton of people get the Amex Gold and Platinum cards just because they are made of metal and look cool without using any of the other benefits. So they're effectively paying $695 for a piece of metal. But hey, if you can afford it and it makes you happy to hear that metal sound, I totally get it. But if you find yourself saying no to a vacation because you don't have enough money, it might be worth looking into a cheaper card. Now let's talk about mistake number before, which is settling for a lower sign-up bonus. Most American Express cards have rules that say that you can only get one sign-up bonus per card in your lifetime. Like you can only get one bonus on the platinum card, one bonus on the gold card, and so on. This is different from some other credit cards which let you get a few sign-up bonuses once every few years. So we need to make it count for our Amex sign-up bonuses. Before you apply for a card, just spend a few minutes on Google, Reddit, and YouTube to see what else is out there and what sign-up bonuses other people are getting. You can also check the regular Amex website, click on affiliate links from your favorite YouTubers or blogs, I don't know, maybe mine. Use family and friends referral links, get a special offer in the mail, or check Card Match, which gives you personalized offers. For example, if you only see an offer for 80,000 Amex points on the Platinum card, but somebody else sees an offer for 150,000 points, that's a difference of 70,000 points, which is almost double what you got, and you could be missing out on anywhere between $700 to over $3,000 of value, depending on how you spend those points. And this video here will walk you through the best ways to use those Amex points. Mistake number 5 is not hitting that subscribe button. Hey, who stuck that in the script? It was me.
You naughty, naughty.
It's quick and free, I'll love you forever for it, and you can always change your mind later. All right, for real this time. The 5th mistake is overpaying for annual fees. So Amex has a couple solid credit cards that don't have an annual fee, but they're mostly known for their premium cards like the Platinum and Gold. There are 3 main ways to reduce or entirely remove these annual fees. So the first way is to be on active duty with the US military. Some companies are legally required to provide some kind of relief to active duty military, and coming from a military family, I can tell you firsthand that there are some pretty sweet benefits. And one of those is from Amex, which doesn't charge annual fees or high interest on their credit cards. But keep in mind that this is only for active duty, so once you leave, Amex will probably start charging you. Next, if you have a business Amex card through your job, you might be able to get a lower annual fee on your personal Amex cards. I wish I had known about the corporate advantage benefit earlier in my career working at the Big 4 consulting firms who all used Amex cards for their company cards. That would have saved me over $1,000, so hopefully some of you can learn from my experience or lack of. All you do is go to the American Express website, click on cards at the top, and then look under corporate programs for a link that says personal card annual credit. Then all you have to do is enter the details of your Amex corporate credit card, and if you're qualified, you'll be able to get back a statement credit on your personal credit cards. You get 150 back on the Platinum, 100 back on the Gold, 75 back on the Green, and 50 back on the Blue Cash Preferred. That's easy money if you qualify, so make sure to check that out after we cover the rest of the mistakes in this video. Another way to reduce annual fees is through retention offers. This is basically where Amex will give you statement credit, points, or even refund your annual fee if you tell them that you want to cancel your card. They don't want to lose your business because getting new customers is pretty costly, so they'd rather just pay you to keep you happy. Kind of like a bribe. For example, if your annual fee is coming up, you can send a message to Amex customer service saying that you want to close your card, and they will typically check for retention offers available. A common offer is if you agree not to close your card, and if you spend $3,000 on the card in 3 months, you get 40,000 Amex points. So those are just a few of the ways to avoid overpaying for annual fees. All right, the next 4 mistakes all have to do with redeeming and transferring Amex points. We all know there's good ways and bad ways to redeem points, which I covered in the Amex guide I mentioned earlier, links down below. So the 6th mistake is using Amex points to get cash back as a statement credit. This only gives you 0.6 cents per point, so 10,000 points are only worth $60 when it could be worth $100 to $300. So for example, if you use your Amex Gold card at grocery stores, you'll get 4 points for every dollar you spend. But if you use those points for cash back at 0.6 cents per point, you effectively only get 2.4% cash back from the Gold. Now let's look at the Blue Cash Every Day, which is a true cash back credit card. It gives you 3% cash back on groceries, which is better than the effective 2.4% you would get from the Gold card. Plus, the Blue Cash Every Day has no annual fee, while the Amex Gold has an annual fee of $250, making the difference in value even bigger. Gift cards aren't great either, with the absolute max only netting you around 1 cent per point, and neither is shopping with points on Amazon or PayPal, which only gets you a max of around 0.7 cents per point. Now, I recommend that you shoot for at least 1 cent per point, but if you're in a pinch, you gotta do what you gotta do and you can settle for less. Now for mistake number 7, which is also a bad way to spend points, using Amex points to book hotels through Amex Travel. Turns out that hotel stays are only worth about 70% as much as flights booked through the same site. Of course, transferring points is the best way to get the most out of your Amex points, but that can be tedious and it's not guaranteed that there's anything even available. So when booking flights through American Express Travel, 1 cent per point is the bare minimum value I recommend. So for flights booked in the portal, 10,000 Amex points are worth $100. Now, if you search for hotels to book with the same 10,000 points, you'll only be getting around $70 worth of value because most hotel bookings only get 0.7 cents per point. Hotels in the Fine Hotels and Resorts collection will usually give you around 1 cent per point, but these hotels tend to be a little bit more expensive, so just keep that in mind. Mistake number 8 is not using a service that I personally cannot live without, and that's Point.me. Basically, it scans all the rewards flights across all of your transfer partner options and finds the best rewards in one single place. Normally, you'd have to go to each and every airline's website and all of their partners and search through all the flights. This lets me fly for pennies on the dollar, getting tons of value from my Amex points, and I would not be able to get as much value without it. I've found non-business domestic flights on there worth 2.7 cents per point, which is pretty much the max you could squeeze out of your Amex points. I'm not sponsored by them or even have an affiliate link. I just think their service is extremely valuable. It is $12 a month for the subscription, but you can also buy a day pass for $5 and book a bunch of flights all at once. And if you don't want to pay or just want to test it out, you can sign up to Bilt Rewards for free and use a slightly limited version which only shows Bilt transfer partners, most of which are also Amex partners. So you can sign up for Bilt Rewards using the link below and then go to Rewards, Travel, and then Transfer Partners. Mistake number 9 is moving points around at the wrong time. You definitely don't want to transfer all your points anywhere until you need to use them for 2 reasons. First, if you transfer your points before making sure there's something available for a specific date and time, there's no promise that you'll be able to find and book that ticket. So let's say you want to fly in a lay flat business class seat on Singapore Airlines and pay in miles. You transfer your Amex points into Singapore KrisFlyer miles, and then you go to the Singapore Airlines website and find that there are no seats available when you want to fly. Or maybe you find out that the flight isn't even available from your home airport, so you end up wasting money on additional connecting flights. The best way to avoid this is to first do a full search for an award ticket, which is where Point.me or Bilt Rewards from earlier come in handy. Once you find one that is available, then transfer your Amex points to Singapore Airlines to book that flight, and you can sometimes pay a few bucks to reserve an airfare if you want to play it safe. You should also wait as long as possible before transferring your Amex points to any partners and leave them in your Amex account. This is because sometimes there are special transfer deals that are only available for a short time, like this 25% bonus miles deal with Air France. Sometimes they'll even give you up to 2 times the amount of points to whoever you're transferring to. That's one of the many reasons Amex points are so valuable. Speaking of points, mistake number 10 is not using Rakuten to rack up even more Amex points. A lot of people haven't even heard of it, and it's basically an app that will get you deals and discounts on shopping in the form of additional cash back and even Amex points. Either way, Rakuten is a great way to get more for your money. All you have to do is click the link through Rakuten, which will take you to whatever website you want to shop on. If you buy something, you'll get cash back from Rakuten on top of whatever rewards your credit card gives you. But for Amex customers, it gets even better. There's an option to earn Amex points instead of cash back to get extra value through transfer partners, just like regular points you use. You can do this in your settings on Rakuten. You can choose to get paid out in Amex points instead of cash back, or link your account from the Amex website. The way the cash back to points conversion works here is wherever you see 1% cash back, that's an extra 1 point per dollar on top of whatever you earn from your card, which is amazing. That is free money. If you're interested, check out my Rakuten link down below. You can get a first-time bonus of $40 or 4,000 Amex points when you make your first purchase of $40 or more. On a similar note, the 11th mistake is forgetting about Amex deals, which are available on almost any Amex card on your account and they offer you bonus points, statement credit, and other rewards on specific stores. You might be missing out on triple dipping rewards since a lot of these are also on Rakuten, which we just talked about. Now, I like to use an app and browser extension called Card Pointers. One of its many amazing features is automatically adding in these Amex offers to your card when you log into your Amex account. There's hundreds of these, and sifting through them is so tedious, but Card Pointers does it all for you. Link below if you want to check them out. You can do this with the free version, but the paid version has some more handy features. Not all Amex offers are good, and I personally don't use them too often since I mostly shop on Amazon. But I recently used both Amex offers and Rakuten to buy flowers for my mom for Mother's Day, which basically made it 50% off for me. So when you do shop directly at these stores, don't forget about Amex offers and Rakuten, which can save you a good chunk of change. Mistake number 12 comes at the end of your credit card experience, which is closing a card. This can waste your Amex points and even hurt your credit score. Most of the well-known Amex cards that earn points also have hefty annual fees, like the Platinum, Gold, and Green cards. So some people decide that they don't want to pay them anymore and aren't able to get a retention offer or reduce their annual fee through the ways that we talked about earlier in the video. Some of these people either close their cards with Amex points still in their account, which automatically deletes them, or they quickly blow through all of their points on low value things like statement credit. So instead of canceling an Amex card that has points and giving up all that value plus damaging your credit score, you can just downgrade to something like the Amex Everyday card, which doesn't have an annual fee. Now, the Amex Everyday doesn't cost anything to keep open, and it only comes with a tiny sign-up bonus of 10,000 points, which you would miss out on if you downgrade, but that could be worth it. The perks on the card aren't actually that valuable, but because it earns Amex points within your Amex account, you won't have to give up all those valuable points when downgrading the more expensive Amex cards. And for canceling your card, all that point stuff doesn't even take into account how bad it is for your credit score to cancel and close out a credit card when you can keep that line of credit open by just moving it to a different card like the Amex Everyday. It's kind of confusing, but that's just how the system works. So just remember, always downgrade before you cancel. So let me know your thoughts or how many times I said Amex in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If this helped you, leave a like and might as well subscribe while you're down there too. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.